Hello there! Today, we are going to talk about solid figures, their definition, and some examples so that at the end of the lesson, you'll be able to visualize them. Starting off, you might ask, what are solid figures? A solid figure, or a solid, is three-dimensional, meaning that it has a length, width, and height. Unlike two-dimensional shapes, which have area, three-dimensional solids have volume and surface area. There are way too many kinds of solids that can be found in real life, but some examples of solid figures will be seen in this video. One of them is a sphere, which is a solid that is perfectly round. This means that this solid has no faces, which are flat parts of a solid in the form of shapes, like squares or triangles. Nor does it have any lines or line intersections called vertices. A good example would be a ball, like a basketball, a soccer ball, or a tennis ball. Another type of solid is a cube, a solid whose faces are all squares. One example would be a six-sided die. Remove the dots and we have a cube. Next up, we have a prism. Think of a polygon like a rectangle, duplicate it, and place them on top of each other, and we get a prism. The name of the prism depends on what polygon we are using. So this type of prism is a rectangular prism. In fact, when we apply this to squares, a cube is a type of square prism. For example, think of a regular box, like a balikbayan box. That would be a rectangular prism. Now, we have a cylinder. To imagine a cylinder, do the same thing for a prism, but use circles this time. However, since a circle is not a polygon, a cylinder is not a prism. For example, think of a candle that hasn't been lit yet. Remove the wick and we have a cylinder. Another example are cans. The next solid is a pyramid. For this one, think of a polygon. Let's use a square and create a point that is right above its center. Now, connect every point on the square polygon to the point on top of the square. Just like a prism, the name of the pyramid depends on the polygon that you use. So this pyramid is called a square pyramid. One example of a pyramid can be found all the way in Egypt. The square prisms that you see here are called the Great Pyramids of Giza, which were made around 5,000 years ago. And the final solid to be discussed is called a cone. Just like cylinders and prisms, do the same thing that we did to get a pyramid, but use a circle instead of a polygon. Use the infinite points from the circle to the point above its center to get a cone. Again, since a circle is not a polygon, a cone is not a pyramid. A good example of cone is an ice cream cone. Remove the ice cream and you get an ice cream cone, which is actually a cone. That is about everything there is to know about solid figures. Before the assessment at the end, let me wrap the lesson up for you. First, we know that solid figures are three-dimensional, meaning they have length, width, and height. Solid figures also have volume and surface area. In this video, we went over 6 of the major types of solid figures. These are the sphere, the cube, the prism, the cylinder, the pyramid, and the cone. Now, To make sure that you understand the lesson, we will show you different solids and you say if it's a sphere, cube, prism, cylinder, pyramid, or a cone.